Tonight on Season Pass.
Wall, Mason, and Blackwell still stand tall in the high school football playoffs. Which one survives and who goes home? Highlights from Graham coming your way. We also have highlights from the high school basketball court as Central battled Big Spring and Robert Lee hosted Eden. And it was a slow week for Angelo State sports. But did the NCAA D2 Volleyball Selection Committee snub the Bells of a top 2 seed? We discuss all that and more tonight. Season Pass starts right now.
Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.
Barry the Inflatable Tube Man making his debut on Season Pass. Welcome everyone to another episode of Season Pass, episode 16 of the season. I hope everyone enjoyed Thanksgiving. I really do, especially this time of year. Good food, family, and of course football. We have a ton to talk about tonight, from high school football playoffs to high school basketball to Angelo State and beyond. We travel all over the Concho Valley tonight to bring you guys the latest in Concho Valley sports. So let's not waste any more time and get right to it, starting with the high school football playoffs. 3 schools from the Concho Valley still in the running for a state championship, 2 playing in the regional semifinals, 1 in the state quarterfinals. The Wall Hawks were one of those teams protecting that perfect 12-0 record. They battled Pilot Point on Friday in the regional semifinals. Wall playing in its 10th straight regional semifinal. If that's not impressive enough, taking on 1 loss. Pilot Point, second quarter, Wall down 1, 4th and 1 in the red zone. Drew Morrison is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Turnover later, Wall forced to punt. The ball is muffed, but the refs say there was no touch on the play. So instead of a 1st and goal for Wall, it leads to this. Pilot Point's Jacob Pitts tosses it to Max Pollard. He finds Javin Bruce in the end zone. The Bearcats lead 16-7 after the 2-point conversion. 4th quarter, same score. Pilot Point looking for the dagger. Pitts finds Jabari Anderson. And watch this. He makes a couple of Hawks misses. He dances his way into the end zone. Pilot Point, they upset the Wall Hawks 26-7, the final score. Here's Wall head coach Houston Guy after the game.
It's one of those games we just couldn't get anything going. You know, they got some big breaks when they needed to. You know, they made the first downs when they needed to. We couldn't convert ours. You know, hats off to those guys. They played a great ball game. Seniors had some great leadership. You know, they were fantastic from the very first day of 2 days. Oh, go back before that. You know, the summer workouts. They were great leaders during the summer workouts, and they did everything we asked. And you can't fault them for that. They did a great job.
Well, what a season it was for Wall. The Hawks began the season unranked, climbed to number 1 in Class 3A Division I, and accomplished much more. Let's rewind the clock and take a look back at the Hawks' storied 2019 season.
You know, they do really root for each other. They pull for each other. Those guys on the sidelines are rooting like crazy for the guys that are out on the field. Those guys really have a love for each other. Those guys, you know, they got a bond. You know, they're very close in the locker room. They're very close outside of the school.
The Wall Hawks are hanging up their cleats and turning in their pads after losing to Pilot Point 26-7 in the Class 3A Division I regional semifinals. But what a season it was. The Hawks started the season with a dominant 47-7 victory over Mason at the Puncherdome, spoiling Mason's 40-game home winning streak. And from there on, Wall reeled off 11 consecutive wins. They brushed past Cisco 20-13, survived Midland Christian 20-14, and closed out one of the toughest non-district schedules in the Concho Valley with a 40-0 win over Big Spring, just one of Wall's 2 shutout wins on the year. So welcome district play, and hello dominance. The Hawks began their run at a 10th straight district title with a 35-7 win over Clyde, a Bulldog team that entered the contest outscoring opponents 149-0 the previous 3 weeks. Wall then survived Jim Ned on the road in Week 7, defeating the Indians 14-7, and then they welcomed an 8th-ranked Eastland team led by quarterback and Texas Tech commit Baron Morton. Wall shut down the Mavericks' high-powered offense that was scoring 52 points per game and held them to just 14 in the team's 28-14 victory. A few weeks later, the Wall Hawks garnered another honor, the title of number 1 in Class 3A Division I. And they held that ranking for the final 2 weeks of the regular season. Wall finished with a perfect
10-0 record, as well as champions of District 3-3A for the 10th straight time, outscoring opponents 146-41 in the process. Wall advanced to the regional semifinals for the 10th straight year before falling to Pilot Point. They weren't flashy. They didn't put up the eye-popping numbers, but they did it the right way and won football games. Togetherness. They overcame injuries, were coachable, and are district by district and area round champions. These are the 2019 Wall Hawks.
Just an incredible season from Wall, ending in the regional semifinals for the 3rd straight time. So I mentioned there's 2 other teams, the Mason Punchers. Yeah, the defending 2A state champs from last season. They fell to Holland in the regional semifinals 26-0. The final score there, the Punchers finished the season 10-3 overall, and then the Blackwell Hornets competing in the 6-man 1A Division II state quarterfinals for the first time in program history. They survive and advance, the Hornets downing Jayton in this one 62-54. The game was tied at 22 at the half, but Blackwell took the lead with a little over 3 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter and held on for the win, advancing to its first ever state semifinal. So let's go ahead and pull that matchup up. The 6-man 1A Division II state semifinal. Blackwell battling 10-3 Motley County on December 6th in Knox City. Kickoff set for 6:30 p.m. with the winner advancing to the state championship. Whoever wins this one will play the winner of Strawn and Richland Springs for all the marbles. Marbles, dominoes. Why not have both? District 8-2A Division II had 2 of the most exciting players to watch on the offensive side of the ball this season. Cristobal's Braden Wilcox and El Dorado's Kevin Covarrubias. On Tuesday, both received praise for their performances when the district honors were released. Wilcox took home the district MVP this season. He threw for 1,237 yards and 20 touchdowns. It was just a menace to opposing defenses with his legs, racking up 1,807 yards and 24 touchdowns. Covarrubias was named offensive MVP. That's Kevin Covarrubias, that is. In his senior season, he led the Eagles to a district title and threw for 2,357 yards and 21 touchdowns. He also scored 15 rushing touchdowns. For the full list of the 8-2A All-District team, head over to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. The Eden Bulldogs were bounced from the high school football playoffs in the regional round, losing to Jonesboro 46-36. But the Bulldogs, they're still in the spotlight. The All-District 13-1A football team was announced last week, and the Eden Bulldogs, much like this season, dominated the awards. Eden quarterback Hunter Rogers, who racked up 1,855 total yards of offense and 36 touchdowns. I repeat, 36 touchdowns. Nabbed offensive MVP. Rogers helped lead the Bulldogs to a district championship in their first gold ball in 25 years. His teammate right there, Devontae Brown, was named defensive MVP, and then quarterback Connor Barnes from Very Best earned newcomer of the year, while Eden head coach Shay Avance notched coach of the year honors. For the full list of names, head over to ConchoValleyHomepage.com. Dominoes, marbles, dominoes, marbles. Well, Blackwell, they're now 13-0 on the year. The last team standing in the Concho Valley. We'll see if they can get the job done on Friday. Still to come on Season Pass, we jump to the high school hardwood basketball highlights coming your way next. Don't go anywhere.
Shopping online for a purple mattress? We get it. With the Smart Comfort Grid made of super comfy yet ultra supportive hyperelastic polymer that makes for some serious pressure relieving comfort and support. But which purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. And in a retail exclusive, Denver Mattress presents the Purple Harmony Pillow, meticulously engineered to give your head and neck cool, personalized support. Shop Denver Mattress today, your purple mattress headquarters.
Need to find a cleaning service for your home or business? Then you need to call the man with a PhD of clean. The Dirt Doctor is a cleaning service dedicated to quality and customer satisfaction right here in the Concho Valley, priding themselves on the attention to detail given to every cleaning, assuring employees and their customers have a clean working and living environment. So when you need top quality cleaning for your home or business, be sure to call the doctor with a PhD of clean at 234-7964.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something, too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
During the GMC Black Friday event, get over $8,300 below MSRP on the Cicadia Denali. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get nearly $2,100 additional purchase cash. Visit Mitchell Buick GMC in San Angelo.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Season Pass. High school basketball is a few weeks into the regular season, but considering basketball is the best sport in the world, we decided to get you guys some highlights. Let's go ahead and roll those. Feel lucky, Concho Valley. Robert Lee hosting the Eden Lady Bulldogs. First quarter, Robert Lee pushing the break. Mia Galvan finds Braylee Hood, and she finishes it with a nice lay-in. Lady Steers leading by 1. Third quarter, Robert Lee up 13. Sophia Reglado. Look at that bounce pass. Tara Castleberry gets the bucket and the foul. Count that one. The Lady Bulldogs would trail 32-26 entering the fourth quarter. Under 5 minutes to play. Kiana Castleberry, your sister, with a nice spin move and the layup. That cuts the Lady Steer lead to 7, but Robert Lee would close it out. Hood on the drive misses the first shot, but Addison Thomas is there to put it back and one. She would miss the free throw. Robert Lee holds on to win it 45-34, the final score. The Central Lady Cats squaring off against Big Spring. The Lady Cats trying to bounce back after a loss to Loveland. Third quarter, Central out to a 28-12 lead. Jules Perez gets trapped but is able to get the ball to Maddie Foley, who makes a great pass to Peyton Mayberry for the basket. And then Perez drives and dishes it to Angelina Humphreys, who hits the short-range jumper, gets that one to fall. And then a few plays later, Lady Cats on the fast break. Perez misses the layup, but Arden Neff gets the board and the putback. This one was all Lady Cats. They win 53-23. Moving over to boys basketball, Lakeview hosting Ballinger. Second quarter, tied at 11. The shot by Eric Torres misses badly. Kind of looks like me shooting in the gym, but Nathaniel Govea is there to go up and under and clean it up. What a play by him. And then just over a minute before half, Bearcats cut the deficit to 1 thanks to a three-pointer by Jonathan Delgado. Closing seconds now of the half. Lakeview trying to extend the lead. Ryan Matthew Harris hits the mid-range jumper. Lakeview led by 5 at the half, but Ballinger, they came out balling in the third, firing. Jonathan Delgado again hits another three, looking like James Harden out there. That ties the game at 22. Ballinger's comeback was completed in overtime. Bearcats win 53-46 over Lakeview. Grape Creek battling Forsyth out in Grape Creek. It was a tough day for Grape Creek offensively. The Eagles tried to get it down low. Forsyth had an answer every single time, getting turnover after turnover and forcing tough shots. But Grape Creek, they got the ball down low eventually for a good look, but couldn't get the layup to fall. The Eagles were forced to press in the closing stages, but Forsyth was able to break that press, gets it ahead to Sawyer Stallings for the layup. Look at that mid-court pass. Grape Creek, they had one last chance at a three, but the shots just wouldn't fall. The Eagles fall to Forsyth 49-23. Some other girls basketball scores. Sonora defeated El Dorado 42-31. Both teams return to action on Tuesday. Then the Lady Broncos will host Crane, while El Dorado travels to Ira Ann. Cristobal fell to Dodge City on the road 54-40. The Lady Cougars host Erie County on Tuesday, and then Wall hosted Sweetwater Tuesday afternoon, and the Hawks came away with the win 50-43. They'll start the Lippin tournament on Thursday. Can't wait for high school basketball to start heating up with district play. Also can't wait for that Miles Ribs tournament coming up on Season Pass. It was quite a week for Angela State athletics, but we'll recap it for you guys. Don't fall asleep. And if you do, please set an alarm. We'll be right back.
The season is here. And it's time for our best offer of the year during the Ford Black Friday event. Now, for a limited time, get 20% estimated savings on select 2019 Ford models, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. The Ford Black Friday event ends soon, so hurry in today. Now get 20% estimated savings on the 2019 Ford F-150, plus earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. It's the Black Friday event at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
Right now, during our giant tag sale, you can get a brand new 2019 Ford F-150 Super Crew STX, just $29,977.
Don't miss our giant tag sale, only at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston, Hart, and Arden Road, or 24/7 at BassBucks.com.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one, too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow.
I love it.
That's my next truck.
Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it.
I'm gonna go buy a Chevy.
Right now, during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on select 2019 models, or get 15% below MSRP on most 2020 Equinox models. That's over $6,100 below MSRP on this Equinox.
Welcome back to Season Pass. Last segment, we had our first Thanksgiving basketball highlights. Though high schoolers weren't the only ones in action, the Angelo State Bells hosted Northern New Mexico College last Tuesday at the Janelle Center. So let's head out there. Northern New Mexico coming out of the NAIA. The Bells looking for win number 3 on the year. Fourth quarter, Bells up big, 95-32. They would continue to add to their lead. Angel Hayden with a wide open lane to the basket for the easy lay-in. Next possession, Hayden drives and kicks it to Lana Marov for 3-0 but net. That takes the Bells to the century mark. Then another 3. Hayden finds Patricia French in the corner. She buries it home. Even with the contact, the Eagles couldn't stop the Bells. Here on the fast break, Kinley Brown with a nice bounce pass to Samantha Roach. And the Bells would go on to blow out Northern New Mexico 108-41. They'll face Tarleton State at the Janelle Center on Thursday. So riddle me this, San Angelo. A team that was seeded 2nd in the LSC tournament and 2nd in the regional rankings. They beat the number 4 team and the number 7 team en route to a conference championship in arguably the hardest conference in NCAA Division II. The team ahead of them at number 1 loses in the semifinal of their conference tournament. Shouldn't be any reason why the number 2 team moves down. Maybe. Just maybe you could argue that the number 2 team could move up to number 1. Well, the NCAA proved once again last Monday that they are all smarter than us. Ladies and gentlemen, the South Central Regional Bracket. Angelo State is that number 2 team. In my very hypothetical situation, they dropped to the 3 seed. It truly makes no sense. The Bells, who won the LSC championship, finished with a 23-2 in-region record, while Colorado School of Mines, who seeded 2nd above Angelo State, they did beat them earlier this season. We can give them credit for that. Was given the 2 seed despite finishing with 4 more regional losses at 19-6. What a joke, NCAA Division II. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Regis University, who lost in the semifinals of their conference tournament, is the regional host. Angelo State, the 3 seed, let me remind you that, will battle West Texas A&M in the first round. Here's Angelo State head coach Chuck Waddington.
You know, you want to put yourself in the best position to host, you know, and we won out. We won a tournament championship, and, you know, the team that was ahead of us, they lost, so it creates a little, maybe, you know, some hope there. My gut says we're probably still going to travel, but, hey, you know, who knows? And we'll find out tonight and see who we match up. We could, you know, we could end up playing Tarleton again. That could be 3 weeks in a row, you know, playing the same team back to back to back, or even Fort Smith, or, you know, someone else from our conference. So, you know, everything, like I said, everything happens for a reason. The fact that we didn't host early on led to a championship, and so I can't complain about that. So whatever's in front of us, we're going to go after it all out and, you know, see what happens.
The Angelo State Rams, fresh off that Lone Star Conference opening win 2 weeks ago, took the court Friday against Texas A&M Texarkana for the Thanksgiving tournament in Kingsville. You see that final score. The Rams jumped out to a 43-29 halftime lead and carried it to the end behind Colin Turner's big night. 18 points and six steals from him. Ronald Bell added 16 points and 9 boards. Which brings us to yesterday's game. Angelo State picked up its 5th win of the season. This one versus in-region opponent Colorado State Pueblo, 92-79. The Rams shot 53% from the field, 45% from deep. Angelo State finished with 5 players in double figures, with Paul Williams leading the charge with 22 points. The Rams, now 5-0, will continue Lone Star Conference play on December 5th at home against Tarleton State, which, keep in mind, guys, could be the last time these two teams face off as members of the LSC. Tip-off set for 7:30 p.m. Maybe the NCAA Division II Basketball Selection Committee noticed that in-region win from Angelo State. Who knows at this point? Coming up on Season Pass, we take a look at the NCAA Division I and professional level highlights from the FBS and the NFL next on Season Pass.
Seriously, Santa? Here's something people can really use. It's a low payment finder from Console Plus. Get the coolest gifts with low payments over time. Good credit or building it.
Console Plus makes credit so easy.
You're not the only guy in a red suit who delivers.
Now at Console Plus, get up to 50% off black tag TVs and appliances. Plus, get your golden ticket in store for a chance to win a $10,000 shopping spree.
Hi, I'm Mike. MGB wants to be your MVP, most valuable payer. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, and you'll say,
I'm full of gold, and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
I love that one.
I love it.
I love it.
It's easy to fall in love with a new Chevy.
I love this one, too.
And this month is the perfect time to see why.
Wow.
I love it.
That's my next truck. Find your reason to fall in love with a new Chevy and get a great deal all month long.
I love it. I'm going to go buy a Chevy.
Get a total value of over $11,500 on this Silverado Texas edition. Or during the Black Friday sales event, get 20% below MSRP on other select 2019 models. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something, too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you, and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
During the GMC Black Friday event, get over $8,300 below MSRP on the Cicadia Denali. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get nearly $2,100 additional purchase cash. Visit Mitchell Buick GMC in San Angelo.
Light up the holidays with KLST's 31 Nights of Lights. Upload a picture of your holiday display to Concho Valley homepage, and we'll feature one photo every night in December on the 10 p.m. newscast. KLST's 31 Nights of Lights, sponsored by Concho Valley ER.
Welcome back to Season Pass. The Cowboys will have some time to sit on their Thanksgiving loss to the Buffalo Bills. However, the team will carry a one-game lead into Chicago next week after the Philadelphia Eagles surprisingly lost to Miami today. From our Silver Star Nation, Mickey Spagnola has more.
Somehow, some way, the Cowboys at 6-6 will still go to Chicago on Thursday with a one-game lead in the NFC East after Philadelphia was beaten Sunday by the Miami Dolphins. But at 6-6, not many people are happy here at the Star. And isn't that right, Ezekiel Elliott?
Like I've said many times, to win ball games in this league, you have to play well. And so I wouldn't say I'm surprised we're 6-6 because in those games we lost, we didn't play well enough to win it. So, I mean, just, if we're not going out there playing good football, then we're not going to win.
And what about you, Zach Martin?
I mean, I don't think anyone's happy to be sitting where we're at right now, but like I said, we're very aware that it's right there in front of us, and if we take care of business, we'll be where we want to be.
And even though the Cowboys worked out 3 kickers on Sunday on their first practice of the week for the Thursday game, looks like they'll still go to Chicago with Brett Maher as the kicker. The only kicker of note they worked out was Nick Rose of Highland Park, along with the University of Texas. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola.
Tom Brady and the New England Patriots facing the Houston Texans tonight for Sunday Night Football first quarter. 3-0 New England in front. Deshaun Watson finds Duke Johnson, who goes in for the 14-yard touchdown. 7-3, Texans take the early lead. Second quarter, watch this. Watson faking the handoff, and then he's just going to dump the little pass to Darren Fells, who scores another TD for the Texans. 14-3, Houston would take that lead into the half. And then the Texans kept it rocking in the third. Watch this. Watson uncorks one deep to Kenny Stills in the end zone. Cue that air guitar. Watson rocking out against the Patriots. He had 4 total touchdowns in this one. Houston up 21-3, and they hand New England only its second loss this season. The Texans win 28-22 for the first win over the Pats since 2010. Baylor trying to finish the regular season 11-1 on the road at Kansas last night. First quarter, Baylor up 7-0. Why not some more? Charlie Brewer floats it to Tyquan Thornton, a 51-yard touchdown, 14-0. 2 TDs in the first 5 plays for the Bears. Later, back in the red zone, Jamichael Hasty, a little bounce to the right, another Baylor score. They go up 21-0. Baylor jumping all over Kansas, and they weren't done there. Second quarter, Tristan Ebner breaks a tackle into the end zone. He goes. Another score for the Bears. Tally that one. Baylor wins 61-6. They forced 6 turnovers and finished the regular season 11-1. Next up will be the Big 12 championship on Saturday against Oklahoma. Tom Herman and the Texas Longhorns closing out the regular season against Texas Tech. Second quarter tie ball game, and look at this pitch and catch. Jet Duffy connects with Eric Uzakma for a 24-yard touchdown. That puts the Red Raiders in front 21-14. But the Longhorns, they get it going. Gears clicking. Ellinger finds Devin Duvernay across the middle for a 75-yard score. That ties it up. Duvernay finished with 199 yards receiving on 6 catches in the cushion. Third quarter, Ellinger, again, this one to Jake Smith for 26 yards. That's a touchdown. Texas ahead by 14. And the Texas Longhorns, they pull ahead and they win it 49-24. We'll be right back.
This patty melt is loaded. Beef patty, grilled onions, melty cheese on Texas toast.
I propose a toast.
Oh, awesome.
Peter, you're dull.
Okay, this feels more like a roast.
I propose a roast.
It's now or never. Grab a patty melt while they last.
Angelo Pellets is more than a local feed store. We actually manufacture feed, and our animal nutritionist can create a custom feed solution with our computerized batching system. We offer animal health products, including livestock veterinary prescription products, and we sell horse tack and equine supplies. So come check us out. If you need hunting equipment and supplies, Angelo Pellets has the top brands, like Yeti. And don't forget to stop by our new gun bar. We have what you need. Angelo Pellets, 1111 North Bell Street in San Angelo.
Welcome back to Season Pass. It's time now to crown a Player of the Week here in the Concho Valley. It's the time everyone's been waiting for. This entire show leads up to this moment right here, and I think it's only right to honor the lone Concho Valley team still standing in the high school football playoffs. This week, our Player of the Week goes to the Blackwell Hornets football team. 13-0. Perfection. That's the kind of season the Blackwell Hornets are having, and I don't even think dominant is the right way to describe it. Blackwell advanced to the state semifinals for the first time in program history after defeating Jayton last Friday behind a strong six touchdown performance from senior quarterback Michael Lowry. And get this, out of Blackwell's 13 games, the Hornets have won via mercy rule 9 times, outscoring opponents 745-230, averaging 57 points per game with 4 shutouts. Do you know how hard that is in 6-man football? Blackwell, your KLST Player of the Week.
Player of the Week is sponsored by Southwest Pools and Spas.
And we're running out of time, so let's close this thing out. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into Season Pass tonight. You can check out all of our content on ConchoValleyHomepage.com. And don't forget to download that Concho Valley Homepage app. It's available on the App Store as well as the Google Store. You can take all of our content on the go. Follow us on Twitter as well, at KLST Sports, and mention us. Hey, we can have a conversation. We'll be right back here at the same time, 10:35 Central Standard Times on Sundays. Set a reminder while you're doing that. Also set an alarm clock so you can wake up in the morning. We'll be right back here same time next week. Good night, Concho Valley.
Season Pass, sponsored by Kelly Grimsley Kia.